Hi, everybody. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for joining us on TCM. Our theme tonight is Genie in a Bottle. And before we go, we've got one final story of a magical wish-granting genie. Up next, a comedy from Allied artists in 1955, Bowery to Baghdad. Odds are many of you already know where this story is going just based on that title. This is another installment in the popular Bowery Boys movie series. And the story behind the series is one all classic movie fans ought to know. In 1935, a play, Dead End, debuted on Broadway. The story was set in the poorest neighborhoods of New York, featuring a cast of mostly unknown young men, nearly all of them native New Yorkers. 2 years later, producer Sam Goldwyn turned Dead End into a movie, and he recruited the original Dead End kids from the Broadway play to reprise their roles in the film. Once Goldwyn's movie was released and became a hit, the young men went on to appear together in 6 more films, always billed as the Dead End kids from that first movie. The success of the series is noteworthy. None of the kids were traditionally talented actors or had your typical Hollywood heartthrob looks, but they had a likability to them, and audiences responded to these young men. They still do. I meet plenty of TCM fans, I'm talking to you, Dennis Miller, who love to discuss the Dead End kids and their successors. Anyway, the kids continued to find work in movies for the next 20-something years under various names, the Little Tough Guys, the East Side Kids, and ultimately the Bowery Boys, with actors coming and going along the way. Incredibly, this was the 36th Bowery Boys movie out of 48 they made. By this time, it's safe to say the writers were likely desperate for new plots. So when somebody tossed out the idea of the boys finding a genie in a bottle, well, the script practically wrote itself. The boys, and that should really include air quotes because they were now pushing 40, find a magical bottle and are transported to ancient Baghdad, where the movie was shot on location. No, it wasn't. From 1955, Leo Gorcey and Hunts Hall in Bowery to Baghdad.